Hello guys, Paul Okro here. Okay, so today I want to just walk you through on how you can start as a beginner using After Effect. So I just want to walk you through on some features I think is the basics in learning how After Effect works. So first, you need to download your After Effect software. So what I'm using here is a 2021 version. So you can get maybe higher or even a lesser one depending on your system. So to start with, I open my After Effect. So when it opens, this box comes up. So if you watch very well, you can see recent project I just worked on. If that is not, I don't want to continue with any of this, I can just go, either I open a new project, I go back to the ones that I already have that are not here. So, but we want to start with opening a new project. So you click on new project. So because of a little bit how complicated this software is, I may not really be able to, walk through it sequentially because it may not really work that way. So, but as we progress, any ones I can remember, I will tell you. So when this box opens, what you do next is to go to your new composition, click here. So this box will come up, is asking you to give your composition a name. Let's just say tutorial. So you choose the video size. You can just use this. If you click here, you see different video size. So but we are using our normal full HD, which is 1920 by 1080. Then this frame rate is 30 frames per second. So this duration here now is how long you want your video to play. So you can just leave it at 30 seconds. You can leave it depending on the length of the video you want to create. If you want it to be 30 seconds, you can leave. If you want it to be 60 seconds, depending on the time, you can just adjust it here. You can see this is frame, this is seconds, this is minute, and this is hour. So just choose the ones the length of or the duration of your video. After you've done that, you can still change the background if you want, but then just leave it at black. So you okay it. Boom. All right. Having done that, you see our project has opened. So let me just the ones I can remember. Let me just show you, tell you what it means. Yeah. If you watch very well, you can see this is our main. This is our menu bar. If you pull all these things down, you see what they have here. Why I may not really be able to go through the one after the other is because in some of these things is as you keep working that you may need to come back to them. All right. So having said that, let me show you. Okay, this is a project. So everything that we are going to be working with in this project, if I bring it, it will come here and stay. Like if I bring in any picture, I will see it here. If I bring in any audio, video, all of them will appear here. If I add any effect, you can see effect control. If I add any effect to any of my layer, this is where I will come to control it. Let's say adjust the position, adjust the color, adjust the effect, whatever I add, this is where I can control it here. Then if you also come here, you see this is the tutorial we started. So if I create another comp, it will give me another, it will come here. So, but for this particular comp, this is like a family. To me, that is how I group it. I call this is like, okay, maybe if you come into a house, this is like a room. You have your room, you have your, you have your sitting room, you have your bedroom, you have your other rooms and the rest of them. That is how I categorize it. So this is probably for what we want to do now. This is room 1. I'm just using it as an instance anyway. So, and this room 1, probably that is the one we want to have as our main thing that holds everything, that holds all the project. So you will understand it as we progress, but just know it. So this is it. So everything about these things, now everything we do on this composition, they will all appear here. Like if I add any, just like inside this room now, if I bring chair to show here, if I bring television to show here, whatever thing I add, all of them, I will see them here. I can also control some of the attributes, like the position where I want the chair to be, where I want the television to be, where I want this on to, just understand it that way. Okay, so that is it for this. Then this is like our timeline. If you watch very well, it starts from 00 seconds down to, remember this project was, the duration was 30 seconds. So that is what is playing out here. So from here to here, see we have 1 seconds, 13 frames. All right, probably in our next tutorial, I will show us how these things read. Okay, so that is it. Then if you come to this panel, this side, you can see this is our paragraph. If you add text, just centralize, center text, left align text, center and right align text. So by the time we add text, you see how you can work with them here. Then also, if you watch this arrow now, it shows that there are other things that is not showing here now. So, but here now, this is our effect. So now, some of the effects I have here, some of the plugins I have here, I installed them, but at default, there are effects that comes with your After Effects as soon as you install it. But as you progress, you may need to also download other effects. When you install them, they will all appear here. Like some of the things you are seeing here, I installed them. So if you want to add any effects, you know the name, you can just type it here and search for it. But if you don't know, maybe as a beginner, you can just, walk through all of them one after the other and see how they affect your images or your design. So this is library. If you want to work from online, fine. You can come in here and import your stuff. Then this is for character, for text, special text. So if you add any text, you can come here and control. You can change the font, you can change the size, the alignment, and the rest of them. This is where it all happens. All right. Maybe just because I really don't want us to, I want us to take this in step by step. So okay, maybe probably what we'll do today is to, let's just add a shape to our distance. So if you watch very well, you see other tools. See, these ones are not enabled because probably what we need to work with them, we've not done it. That's why they are not enabled. So if I want to zoom in, I can come here. If I want to use my hand to drag this in, I can come here. Then this is a rotation. This is a anchor point. You see how they all work. Okay, so now let's start with creating an object. So if you watch very well, you see a small tiny arrow here. It shows that there are other things that are below, that are hidden. Sorry. So if I want a rectangular shape, I can choose it. If I want a rounded rectangular shape, I can choose this. Ellipse, polygon, and statue. So whichever one I want. Let's start with this. If I use it here, clear. If I draw it, you see, I have a rectangular shape. So, but if I want it to be, let's undo. If I want it to be equal, I hold down my shift and draw. You see that it's giving me a square instead of just a rectangular. So it's giving me a square shape. All right, now when as I just pick that this and make it and draw something, you see that this point here or these things here will come up because it's now asking me what color do I want my fill is this one you're seeing inside there. Then the stroke is the outline. So if I click here, probably changing it. See, as I'm changing it, see that it's changing. Okay. Also with this, if I want to change the color, I see in it. So depending on my design I have in mind. Now, okay, maybe in our next class I'll talk about what I just mentioned now. how you can, blend your colors and everything to really give you that professional look that you're looking out for. Okay, so I can also increase the size. You see it, can adjust it, can increase it. I see it. All right. So all of these things I'm doing. Remember, I told us that anything that I add to this room now, all of them will appear. You see that we've added a shape. If I've added a shape layer, I see that it's now here now. Let's say I bring in okay. Let's say I do other I add another this thing. Or anything I do, even if I bring in a video or a picture, as long as this place is highlighted, all of them will appear here. So now, like this shape now we have here, if this arrow now means is a pull down. If I pull it down, you can see the content. The content is here is what? The rectangle which we have added. If I add another shape, like let's say I add a star, hold down my shift, I add a star. No, let me click on the polygon. So if I add it to this, you see that it has come here to so see that I have it because they are all shape layer. That's why all of them are inside there. But if I add something that is not a shape layer, it will come in as a different image altogether. So if I pull it down, you can see I can control this polygon separately. I can control this separately, but I can also control all of them together when I click on this. Like now, if I click on this, I can afford to control all of them together. See now, you can see that all of them are highlighted. All right. So that is it. So I really don't want this particular tutorial to be so lengthy. We'll take it step by step so that you understand how it works. So when we come in our next tutorial, I will show you how you can add text, how you can use your effect effectively, and the rest of them. But just know that this is like the starting point. Like I told you, there may not be a sequential order of this tutorial because of the way After Effects works. But as a beginner, this is one of the starting points I think you will need to start using your After Effects. Okay, so that is it for now. In our next tutorial, I will show you how to add text and use other tools in After Effects. Please do well to like, share, tell people about this tutorial. Then if you have a comment on what you want us to help you achieve, do well to write it in the comment section, and also tell us thank you if you're enjoying what we are doing so that you can encourage us to do more for you. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.